Okay, we got some more BU rolls to go through, and we can find out what's really in your pocket change, okay? There we go. Now I got to set up the screen here just one moment. I think we're looking pretty good. Nobody's here in the live chat yet. But let's see. Here, there. I think we got it. I'm going to see. Yeah, I can see the chat. Good. Move that down just a little bit. Okay, I think that's got it. And I'm going to take away this part because you don't need to see that. All right, what do we got here? This is actually my pocket change. I went to the store today because my milk was sour. And said, hey man, this milk is sour. Have you got a receipt? No. We can't read. Look, I want a gallon of milk. I paid for a gallon of milk. I want a gallon of milk. I live 3 miles away. It ain't long enough. Look at their little code. It matches what you got in the cooler. Is your boss here? Well, anyway, I got my gallon of milk. All right, what are you going to actually find in pocket change? And I got this set up so I can actually take some pictures because I got to record some stuff. There we go. See this? I got a little, can you see my mouse? You can probably see my mouse. It's a screenshot. I got a little bit of a die chip right there. Nothing to speak of. Nothing really to write home about. But I want a picture of that because I'm putting together a, let's see, a little diagnostic manual. And I think there was one above his eyebrow. What is this lint on there? No, it's probably from my pocket. Now, let me just finger it here. We'll get to it. You're here for the giveaways, or you got to come back on Sunday. There we go. Your little die chip right here above his head. You get these on Roosevelt, all around the face, right? There, one on his nose, one on his... let me get a shot of that one, too. That's a good spot for it. Okay, good. Now we get back to these pennies, because I'm finding all kinds of clashes in this last roll. Let's see if we can see one here. And pretty good ones, some of them. Look at this. You got his lips in this one. And let me square that up so I can tilt it easily. There you go, right above the planter. You got his lips. Here's his beard. Another one even better on his beard. And there's Lincoln's lips on the back of the coin. Then over here we got the little nape of the back of his neck. And there's his vest heading down. It kind of gets washed out here because you got a lot of polishing marks on this. This is the kind of thing you're going to find in pocket change. And just polishing marks galore here. They just tore it up. But we got a little bit of a hump there. It used to be a jailbird, I guess, before the clashes. Before they polished the hell out of it. They polished this thing hard. These 74s got pretty good relief, but geez, this guy's almost got no neck. Here's a better one. I think it's a better one. In a better shape. There's his neck. But if you over polish it, his neck goes away. Okay, it's going to happen. Starting to miss the top of his hair on some of these. So you got a big bump on his head. Over here, well, it's a little weaker. All right, well, I'm going to take pictures. Da-da-da. Let's see if that's it up. Hey, I got to show this off to you. You ready? All right, wait for it. Let me see. I got to find the. Let's get back to home. There's home. Good. Now I got to find the screen. Where's this? Okay. You ready? You guys get the first sneak preview. That's not it. You get the first sneak peek at this. Here's the screen. Da-da-dum. And we have there the diagnostic manual for circulating United States coinage. And this is being put together as an electronic book, an e-book. Copyright acknowledgments, what it's about. And I've got the notes put in place so we can start to get things right. And I'm starting to add photos. So here we got an over-polished die photo. I wonder if I can click on that and what happens. Nothing yet. This is still an edit. But for the people that are over there on the Patreon, they're going to get access to this. We got 10 people on Patreon who have supporting the channel. But if you're a Patreon supporter, you get things like first offering for special purchases. You get supporter-only videos and articles. You get pre-ordering of materials. Inside information of what's coming, such as the diagnostic manual over here. Let's see, back of the house features, beta testing of the new database, because that's probably going to be ready in the next 3 weeks. Invitation-only auctions, and probably some ambiguous bonus clues for the big show. So if you're here for the giveaways, you might want to think about getting over to Patreon and giving that some support. Let me find the page and copy that and put it over here. Nope, where'd it go? There's the live dashboard. Where's the chat? Oh, I pulled it out. Let's see. There it is. And there's the Patreon link. And it's through there that you'll get access to the diagnostic manual. Now, we're doing everything in this one. It's not too bad. It's only going to cover, you know, modern coinage, stuff you're going to find in circulation. So you can tell, hey, man, what is this thing? And we'll be putting in arrows and pictures with pointers. What do you got here? What you're going to find in circulation. There's problem coins, be it damaged, altered, contaminants, or counterfeits. You're going to have errors, right? And they're going to be strike errors, planchet errors. There we go. Or die errors, die varieties, design varieties. And then what to look at for specific series. So Lincolns, Jeffersons, Roosevelts, Washingtons, Kennedys, and dollars. And this is going to be kind of limited. Probably be like the clads on the Roosevelts and up. For the quarters, geez, there's so darn many of them. I think we'll just focus on the ATB and state quarters. And modern dollar, let's face it, nobody cares about the SBA, and even fewer care about that innovation planchet. So I can probably narrow it down. But this is a preview of the bigger work, which has been in the works for a while. But I'm getting the pictures in. There we go. So here's an over-polished die. You start to get some information missing, right? Where's the bottom of this pillar? It's gone. All right, you got some thinning up here at this pillar, both sides, top and bottom. When you over-polish these things, they get kind of funny. They start to warble. Looks like the thing's melting, but you get steps missing. Oh, the 69D floating roof. I actually picked up a roll of 69Ds. Let's find our way back to there. Yep. Okay. And there's the chat. But I went through them. I didn't find anything. So I thought I'd go through some more here and see what we can find. So I'll let you pick what we want to work on next. We got 74D, which I just went through a roll. We got 75D, another 75D. I got these from Value Hunter, and they're looking pretty good. Here's a mystery. It's a 73D. Let's see. Another 73D. How can you tell the difference between over-polishing versus greased-filled? Well, a polished die is going to have all these polish marks, right? Let's see. Here's where's the scope? Here, look. Wait a minute. There's home. I got to go to here because I got the camera. The little scope is off, so I got to go to the screenshot. There. Okay. You see this? You see all these slashes and hacks and lines, and oh gosh, they're everywhere on this thing. These are polishing marks, right? If you're missing some detail on your coin and it's covered with these, chances are you have over polishing. It's also going to be subtle, right? A grease-filled die can pack out a device. The whole letter of F can be filled, be no F at all. And you could have that without these polishing marks, without these heavy, dude, they ground this thing. This is ground into nothing. Right? So look for your other indicators. That's the whole idea of the diagnostics manual, right? Is it this or is it that? And there are ways to diagnose what you have. And if you have extreme polish marks like you have on here and you got details missing, chances are if it's a low device, oh, that's a good shot right there because you get the bottom of his head, then chances are it's probably going to be an over-polished die rather than, let's get the light just right, rather than a greaser. A greaser, you'd expect more of a device, and in the absence of polishing marks. Boy, these are so hard to get the light just right because there's a little mark there too. I don't want to get that in the picture. Oh, I think we want this angle. There. Okay, it's a little shadowy, but I think we see the side. I think that's Lincoln's forehead, and here's the top of his head over here. Let's try that one. Yeah, that's probably a good spot. There's a big clash right then. Bay number 3 in the upper half. Whoa, there it goes. Bay number 4 in the lower half. That's the back of his head, neck. You can just about see his beard. I like this. Looks like the Batman symbol or something. But the relief on that, look at the brightness, how thick that bright spot is. That's all raised up. That gives you an idea of the depth of that one. I understood the answer and comprehended it. Wow, I see a shade of light at the end of the die. Yeah, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not a train. Most of the evidence you need is on these coins. You just have to put it together and think about it real hard, you know, till it hurts. The thing's covered with polishing marks and you don't see his neck, and that's going to be an over-polished die. Right? There are no polishing marks and there's no date. Probably a greaser. What does one IQ have to be to comprehend that book? Yours plus 1. 73. You must be at least an imbecile. There we go. But I got a few more of these 74Ds from that first roll. Tell me what you want for the next roll. Ooh, and this is a perfect roll. I can get 50 different pictures out of just this roll. Where's my toothpicks? They were here. Had a steak earlier. There we go. So I was using it to get the meat out of my teeth, you know. So I opened up the drawer, got my teeth out, and picked at them. Look, you got, this is a large date. See how fat that 9 is and how fat that 7 is and the shape of the 4? A lot of people don't know that on 74, on P and D and the business strikes, you have a large and a small date version. So there, all the estimates, all the proof are large date. So now you need 7, right, to get all the 74s. But wait, all the proofs, you got 2 different mint marks, so you still need 8 different coins to get the full set of 74s. How about that one? Please knock that off. What's that? Knock something off. What are you, 74? Then I'm 120. You've been watching my shows, I can tell. See that? That's extreme polishing. Good Lord. Looks like a 2-year-old got to it. But the devices are still here. Well, the FG, the no FG on the 69D and some other dates, you'll see the FG is missing, and these little lines right here connecting the upper and lower roof are missing, so you get a floating roof. Okay, there's that one. So we're separating stuff up. We're going to take 10 billion pictures, no fooling, for everything we want to do. What you got here? Get a little scraping going on there. Heavy clashing. Even heavier polishing. But the design is right. It's the right design, it's just been abused. Now that's extreme confusion. You'll be okay, man. Just one thing at a time, that's all. Just do one thing at a time. There's a big fat date. Look at the size of that 9. Nothing on that one. Okay, what do we do now? Guess a number, letter, count something in the jar, answer a question. We'll make it up. Dude, I can't do a big show and not flub the giveaway method. Jeez. You know, I guess how much money's in the jar, and there'd be 2 coins stuck together that I didn't count. Or I go to count it and half it ends up on the floor. That's a big fat clash. Looks like his nose. You ever notice that? The back of Lincoln's head looks just like his nose, except it's upside down and backwards. That's a heavy clash. Look, there's his beard. Let's see if we get a better shot of that. There's his whole darn beard. That's a good clash. And we got that backside of the head. Let's set that there. You get a small date? Probably somewhere. I'm not ready. I can't just pull a coin out. Let's see if we got one in here. This is the... Get out of here. This is the go-to box. Let's see, 74. Large day. Large day. Missing, missing, missing. Apparently, I took them out to show somebody the difference between a large date and a small date, and they never made it back in. No, I can't do that right now. There's John. But that's the whole idea of the diagnostic manual, is to get them out there side by side so we can show them, because I got so much stuff on my desk. Really, I do a show on whatever is in front of me right now on the desk. That's what my live stream is about. And today it's these. If I say I can't do that right now, I end up with an F. What's up with that? You get an F. That's a large date. The small date is thinner. That's as much as I can tell you right now. Okay, we're going to save those for photos. I got 4 that didn't make the cut, I guess. No, those are decent ones. Okay, those are decent. I'll keep those separate. Stop it. Now, the coin is the same diameter as the tube, but I put it in and it gets stuck. Anybody want to answer that one? How is that even possible? Damn it, man. I don't know how that's even possible. There. Okay. Now I need a note for those. Anytime you set coins on the desk, I got to add a note nowadays. What was this stack? I don't know. Have another look at. That's my have another look at them stacked and find out why I put them aside. What do you got? Oh, I got some great MD shots here. Is that one of them? Yeah, that's one of them right there. See? I see this. Anytime I see that bit of doubling on the side of the building, I'm going to say MD every time. I've never seen die doubling, right, on double die leave this much doubling. This is flat and shelf-like. There's no splits, no serifs, no separation lines. Well, there is a separation line where it goes from high relief to flat. That mechanical doubling is kind of tricky because it sneaks up. It shows up, and then it gets thicker. Thicker. That looks great over here. Thicker. Right there. Look at that A. That's MD. And then this is a good shot. See what I'm talking about? Here's another one without MD. Let me put these side by side. Let me put one on top of the other so we can get a better look. How's that going to look? All right, we'll look at the D. We'll look at the D over there. All right. And I got to focus this just right. There we go. Okay, the upper D. You ready? You look at the left side. Okay, we're going to look at the curl. We're going to look at the round side of it. From the left side of the round to the right side, all the way across, is the same thickness as you see over here. Right? Now you got that separation line in the middle, and on either side of that, the thickness of either side of that separation line is thinner than you have over here. That's a key element here. The E is really slick. Watch this. Let's get that focused just right here. Come on. There on the bottom, I've got mechanical doubling showing up real well. Now the top, okay, if I put some shadow on that, we can see it. That's kind of neat. But that's the regular thickness of the vertical line of the E. But down at the bottom, that mechanical doubling makes it look thinner. Same with the T. There you go. And that gets pretty broad over here. But see the thickness of this T? If I take the focus off so you don't see that mechanical doubling, that's the same thickness as this other one that slid away. Come on. Where's the T? There it is. All right, let's see if we can get those side by side. This is really tough. These T's are the same thickness, right? Overall. But that mechanical doubling splits it. That reduces the thickness of the high relief section. There's a flat shelf on the right. That's your mechanical doubling. This is a perfect example. And then the next one over, there's no hint of it. Sneaky, sneaky. You got to get your head around mechanical doubling and understand what is mechanical doubling, right? And what are you looking for? And once you can learn mechanical doubling, look how thin that A is over here. Way to go. See how much thinner that it makes that A? If you can identify MD easily, it's going to save you so much headache. It's going to save you so much of that. Is that a double die? Is that a double die? I'm rich. You're going to save you all that trouble. No, that's not webbing. That's mechanical doubling. How's the rest of this coin look? Yeah, that's a good one. That's a perfect example for MD. All right, did we decide on what date we're going to do here? Oh, that's not the button I want. What's this button? Home. Did we decide on what day we're going to... I got to roll a... What's that one? 96s. Went through some of those the other day. 73 says Cindy. That's a 73D. That's what we're going to do. Cindy spoke up. Cindy wins. Sorry. Let's have a look at these. They look pretty good. Now, I found the first couple of coins on that last roll were kind of spotty. They got chucked. Here's what we're looking at. I got these from Value Hunter. They look pretty good. But the first couple of rolls didn't quite cut it. Let's take them out. Come on. There. I can throw those. I can drop those on the floor starting right now. Okay, let's take these first few. And see what the heck we got. I got little slips of paper at the ready. Here's the screen. Now we're back to here. All right, what do you got? Splotchy. We got heavy polishing marks. Got a little thinness up there. I might be a little zoomed in too much. Looks like cents from here. That's all right. Okay, is this the date right? 73D. Oh, good. We're in business. Now, we're going to probably expect to get a lot of similar items on this roll that we found in the last roll. If I'm getting heavy polishing marks, I probably have this same issue spread through the roll. So I'm going to look for, missing the neck. I'm going to look for maybe his, starting to lose his lips here. The top of his head getting real thin. Real thin. At 73D, about the only thing I'm looking for is a mint mark and little issues inside the 3. That's for known die varieties. But there may be unknown die varieties. I found a BIE in that last set. I wonder where that went. Where'd that go? Here it is. Yeah, there's nothing on that penny. Just let this one gets tossed. Here, this one came out of that last roll. Let me show you this. It's a 1974D, and it is it's the cutest little BIE. I mean, it's tiny. It is that little dip right at the top between the B and the E, and man, it's just barely connecting it. Is that big enough to record? That might not be. But it's raised. I looked at it under the scope. You can see a whole lot better with a scope than this camera, believe it or not. And it's a little die chip right at the top. If we can see that, that'd be a miracle. We can barely see that. There. Let's do it this way. What is that? A cocoon? And we're looking between the B and the E, and it's there. It's tiny. It's raised, but it's barely discernible, which is probably why there's no listing over on Cuds on Coins. But well, I picked it out. I'll probably add it to my database. There's a better shot of it. That's what got my attention. Right between the B and the E. Wow, that one's minor, huh? almost imperceptible. Well, there's a point at which it ain't worth the time and effort to record a little variety, because it's nothing. That one is way on the other side of imperceptible, but it makes a good exhibit for what's recordable and what isn't. Heavy polishing on that one. See, I keep moving this thing so the light keeps shifting. I can see more stuff. Nothing on that one. That's kind of spotty. Yeah, they'll get better as I get deeper into the roll. A little squish on the 3. Yeah, but I'm looking at points, like the the hook on the G, right? That's the level of detail you got to look at. I'm looking at the edge, the corner of the T, the bottom of the R, right? The eyeball. Check his ear. Not much on that one. Let's have a look here. That's real spotty. Yeah. Actual color, if I hold it, you can probably see it looks kind of like this. I mean, it's bright red and all, but the camera makes it look just awful. Let's grab some more of these. Oop, get over there. Don't ever bump the camera. And it's got this handle on it, and I can't move the handle because otherwise the camera's looking at the roof. And I don't look at the roof. I'm pretty sure you don't need to look at it. Nothing up there but spiders. But we need a diagnostic manual so we show people the difference between mechanical doubling and not mechanical doubling on the same coin. Put them side by side, right? For these clashes, show me all the areas on the penny that tend to get clashes first. Right? For Lincoln, that's going to be over here behind his back, right? Which would be the top of the memorial, maybe behind his head, which would be the bottom of the memorial. Or back here inside the bays, right here and over here. Sometimes you get his head down there, right? Show them with and without the clash so we can figure them out. Show it to people, and they can say, aha, I have that. That's what I have. I have that thing right there for sure. The kitty on the typing board? Now let's get some examples of the little horns on the letters so we can show that to people. You know, what should you look for on oh, this is a good one. See the thin rim? What should you look for an off-center? See the difference in thickness here? You got a big thick edge over here and a little skinny edge over there. What's the difference between an off-center and this side's pretty even all the way around? An off-center and a misaligned die. And I've done diagrams, and we can include the diagram in there. Let's actually put in some realistic examples, because God knows I got them around here. What you got here? Oh, this roll doesn't appear to be quite as nice as I like. I think this one's all going back to the back, because I took this from deep down in the roll. Yeah, that one's a goner. Well, sometimes you win, sometimes you eat the bear, and sometimes the bear eats you. And I think this time that bear is eating. He's gonna get his full. That's a little better. But I show him what the hell the finning is. Man, is everything going on at once? Yeah, Coin Q&A is live right now, apparently. Try that one out. You know, if you come up with a good idea, somebody will imitate it every time. If I stop coming up with new ideas, these other shows are going to have nothing to do. They just get online and say, hi. That's what they're going to do. See, we got some heavy polishing, starting to take away the design elements on the right side of the tie and the neck. Well, we keep the hobby going this way, I suppose. But I know everybody's they're having to play catch up. I'm keeping them up nights trying to keep up. We shall decimate them. What you got here? Look at this. This is a little bit of a weaker strike. On a really weak strike, you get this becomes almost an hourglass. You see it up here. And this whole section becomes like an hourglass. That's a weaker strike. And that's not a bad example of a weak strike. All the metal's going into to the E is kind of gone. That's not a greaser either. The diagnostics here are some weakness in the letters and the start of the hourglass shape over here. And it's look, it's an hourglass. See, big on the top, big on the bottom, narrow in the middle. That's the hourglass shape. It's the relief of his head and vest. 74, 73, they had pretty good relief in the early 70s. So weaker strike, you're not going to fill all those devices. What happened? This is a slobbered mess. I'd say some humidity got into, some moisture got into this tube. Date looks sound. A burst sucks in all the metal. Yeah, it does, because it's big, right? It's bold. Well, in the back, I got fine devices. I got a lot of surface area. Okay, surface area amounts to friction, right? Up, down, up, down, up, down. That's a lot of friction. Over here, I've got vast areas where it can just, shove in like a fat guy sitting on a donut. So I don't have the friction on this side to slow down the metal. So the obverse on these Lincolns is going to eat that metal before it can get to the back. And what do you end up with? Look, draw a V. Can you draw a V here? I'd have to do, there's half the V. There's the other half the V. Now do it on the bottom. This is a pretty good example here. I got steps most of the way across. But it's going to be, like an hourglass. Like an X. Like that. Wide on the bottom, wide on the top, narrow in the middle. Now I want a donut. Didn't you just eat? You were just helping somebody with a live stream, so I'm going to guess you had some soup or something. What you got here? Heavy marks. Well, it's not as blotchy as that last one. Yeah, these are kind of weaker strikes. Then you got this bit. You get the shiny parts. Something rubbed on that die repeatedly, and I see, you're going to see this a lot, right? Especially coming in from the northwest. This is a feeder finger action. The feeder finger, well, it's kind of getting a little wore out and starting to touch the die a little or drag across it. And what happens is, well, it just kind of rubs it and smooths, so you get this almost proof-like look. It's just a little extra shine. Let me put it over here on the big cam. Let's see if you can see that shiny part on the northwest of that penny. Geez, it almost looks black and white. It becomes a mirror because of the abrasion, the metal on metal. Let's see if you can see the blue light on the camera. Right around States, right around the start of States and the end of United. Well, there it is. That's just metal rubbing together. How's that one look, by the way? Well, that's not too spotty. Okay, that might be a candidate for a photograph. Oh boy, that's kind of. I'm gonna hold on to that one. That makes one I've kept out of this roll so far. The rest, they're goners. What you got here? Major discoloration. Now, well, we're 2 and 1 so far, 3 and 1. 3 of this guy's rolls were pretty good. Price is right. Yep, that's a goner. Let's grab some more. That's a heavy slash. Okay, it's uncirculated, but with this slash, it will never be worth more than a penny. Not now, not ever. Oh, look. Look, right in here. See these rectangles? You know what that is. That's raised metal. Don't have them here. A lot of polishing marks. And these are jailbird clash marks. And that is these. That is these lines. Got a little extra here. That's his head. All right, that sticks around. I'll put that with the clashes. Let's catch up on chat. I can't wait to get those rolls. Some of these have been pretty nice. That 74 roll, they were great shape. Lots of polishing marks. The 69, no, the 96. I pulled one of those out because I'm looking at thinking that's almost proof-like. I mean, it's frosty, and I've got highly reflective fields behind it. I was quite impressed with that. We can actually open up the. I'm gonna keep that one too. Let's see if we can open up that 96 roll. Let's see, where's that button? Here's a button. Home. There, it's in plastic. But that's okay, I gotta weigh in. Huh? What do we do? Just carve down the whole side? No. I'm gonna peel up. I'm gonna peel there. I'm gonna peel up. Cut the plastic so I can peel. Then I can get to it. Because plastic, it's going to open up pretty. Even I can do this with my ham fists. Some of these look quite nice. Let's look at this one. Let's look at a couple of them here. Ready? I lost it. There's the camera. Yep. There's screenshot. And then we go back to the camera. That's a 96. 96D. And I got the 96D roll because, you know, well, you know, you're fingering up those coins. You see my fingerprints on there? Now I'm grabbing them by the edges. If I don't grab them by the edges or put on gloves, I'm going to either finger them up or drop them all over the floor. Guaranteed. So either I quit the hobby and take up singing, and dude, I just really, that's not a future for me. But I got these because I was looking for lathe lines. Didn't find any of those, but I've got some of these are of such good quality. If you ignore, maybe not this one. This one's pretty rough from the zinc planchet. But the luster on some of these and the feels were quite smooth. We'll just look at a couple more here. There you go, that's a whole lot smoother. Not really cameo, but a little bit frosty. It's probably a new die that did this. So early die stages on these moderns, yeah, you can get, you know, a kind of an almost cameo-like finish. PCGS has started to designate some modern coins as proof-like. Let's see, there's home. Because they are so damn well struck, the fields are mirror-like, and the devices have contrast. So they've got, what? You mean they've got like, you know, 2019's proof-like sense? Yeah, not too many. That modern proof-like is nuts. What are they doing? What? Hey, we'll just come up with a new designation, and you can send all those coins that you sent in before, you can send them in again. Huh? Why didn't you give it that to begin with? How about if I already paid to have it freaking certified, and then you add a new certification, you know, here's my coin. I already paid for it. Give me. That seems like an unfair tactic to me. It seems like that's designed to bring in more revenue for the same damn coins, so they can slap a new holder on them and make it the baseball card of the week. Because there you are, they're scraping the bottom to generate the revenue. Let's see if I can get the right light on that. See what I'm talking about? The frostiness and the mirror. I mean, from a distance, it looks a little better because this has all the little wiggles from the zinc. I mean, they got them now, limited edition, 1 of 200 with this guy's signature or some darn thing. What makes it valuable? Because you paid the guy an extra $50, you mailed him some stickers, and here, just sign these stickers, and we'll put the stickers on our capsules, and charge an extra $50 a piece. No, man, you're not adding anything to the coin. A special hold? I can sign my friggin' holder, huh? How about that one? You pay an extra $50 for that. Yep. Here's a 1996 penny. It's $1. It's brilliant. It's uncirculated. It's wonderful. And if you'd like me to sign it, it's $50 more. Does that mean the coin is worth $50? Or are they buying the baseball card? What are they doing? Cindy says, I got the book World's Greatest Mint Errors by Mike Byers, a gift from Robert. Outstanding. Coin Dragons rendering fractals. Just Spitfire. I've been banned? Have I been banned? We're here. Oh, I had the black up. I was in between. Fix your camera. Can you see 2 fingers? Huh. Let's go back. Here's the screen. There's the camera. There's a penny under the camera. Not a very good one. What do you see? It's a fantastic book. You saw nothing? Where'd that one I just had go? Let's have a look at what it was. We were looking at, I don't know what we were looking at. They went away. I lost them. I got like 67 pennies here on the desk. It's go. Where the hell did they go? Oh, here they are. There's a 69. Now, can we see that now? Penny under Candra. Yeah. That seems like the direction that they're going with on these slabs. Let's put some artwork on there and sell it for extra. Let's take its first day it came out, and it's postmarked first day it came out. We'll give that a special holder. How about the first month it came out? We'll give that a special holder too. All right. How about the first 90 days? Make that a special holder. Then you got to have all of them. Okay, I wanted to save those out because those do look pretty good. And I'm looking at these 73s, and they're not looking so good. All right, now that was a cash register roll, and it apparently was blended in with some regular coinage. Oh, that's just... Isn't it awful when you go from BU rolls to regular circulated coins? Then you really see that these things just, tore up from getting passed around. Yeah. What's this other one? 1979D. All right. Should that go on the list? The diagnostic manual is designed to show off and explain the most common issues that people are going to see. They get these right all the time. Effectively, the post inside the D, either on the die or on the mint mark punch, has broken off. So all we have is just, a solid blob. And then if you get a little, a bump on it, they say, it's a Pac-Man. It's not a Pac-Man. 1979, when did Pac-Man come out? 82? 1979, we had Space Invaders. We had asteroids. Woo, 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 woo. Pew, 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 pew. Dum, 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 dum. That was asteroids. Man, we played the hell out of that. We must have spent like our college tuition up playing that. Pong. That we didn't. They had Pong up at the spaceport. We had an arcade at the mall called the spaceport. It was video games, right? You could throw a basketball into a hoop. It was like Chuck and Cheese, but without video. And without the burgers and stuff. That's spotty. I think the 73 roll is a wash. And they had a Pong style game, but they had like 4 colors. They had red and green and blue and I think yellow. Now, I mean, they look okay in hand, but they're up close. You get all these tiny little fine spots. Let's see, where's the button? Let's see what I'm looking at. Here's a home. That's the 73s. I mean, they look good. Right? I mean, they're bright. They're red. Some of the bigger spots you might see in hand. But under this little scope, you can see it's going to pick it up. Centipede. What year was that? 83, I think. Centipede came out. They had great games. Okay, screenshot. We're back to here. Those spots really don't show up in hand. But under the scope, this looks like dog turd. Well, we'll keep on going. All right, folks, I got to watch this in the morning. We'll be right here probably in the morning. I got 17 rolls to go through. What do you got there? There's a little clash. See, this is what you're going to find in pocket change. This is the upper and lower roofs. That's the corner where the upper and lower roofs meet. That's what that is. So I'm going to save this one out for a photograph. Now, would it be nice to have every example of a clash mark so you can see, that's what I have on my coin. That's what I'm thinking. Well, we got enough of the darn things available. Oh, that one's just pooped out. That's all right. Still better than some. I've got some rolls that have just been god-awful in my time. I had a couple of rolls of 43s a few months back, and they were the best I've seen in 20 years, but I don't know where they went. Darn shame, because I get some good money for those. People want them. Donkey Kong. I was not a fan of Donkey Kong. I just couldn't do Donkey Kong. There we go. We got some more rubbing here. Probably from my feeder finger. Or however the coin slid in. Nothing special on that one. That's a pretty bright one. I'll keep that one. So I think we kept 3 out of this roll so far. We won't keep this one. There we go. Another one of those clashes at the corner. This is probably the same die. And these clashes is probably why they did all the polishing. I stick that one up here. What was my game? Tron, right? With a robot. Berserk. That's the one. Berserk. You get the robot guy, and you can shoot in like 8 directions, and they come at you and go and break your head. And they rip it off, kick it around. No wonder why our generation's screwed up. Before that, they played with clackers. That looks just fine. All right. Lots of spots on that one. There's a gouge. No matter what happens, this coin will never be worth more than a penny. I don't care if it's the last shiny one on the planet. Okay, it might be worth more than that. That's going to keep its value down for sure. I mean, if you want to go for it, geez, you can get roll after roll after roll of every BU set, every date, every mint mark. Oh, let me find let me get my thing here. Where is it? Home. There it is. There you go. And you can put together sets. All right. Where's home? Oh, we're on home. Where's the face view? There it is. Oh, geez. Excuse me. Let me button that one up. All you people that can't stand it. There we go. That'll settle down. All right. If you really want to do it, you can get the books. Right. I think they're like $5 nowadays, and you can fill them up with all shiners. You can see those are just freaking luscious. All right. So if you can get the BU rolls at the right price, you know, we're talking the right price, $2, $3, maybe $6 or 70s. Most of your rolls are going to be $2 to $3. And I see, it's a darn shame because I see these selling for $20, $30, and it's a $2 roll of pennies on a good day. Well, if you can put together these complete or near complete sets, right, of BU from start to finish, they sell, and a lot of times they sell for a fair premium. You know, it works because there's a lot of work that goes into it, mind you. There we go. I mean, something like that, it takes 90 different coins to fill that thing up. There's scope. Nope. Here's, oh, that's why. That's the scope on OBS. But I got to have the screen because I got my scope is over here. All right. So I got the chat. I got this. That's right. Anyway, you can do it, but they got to be decent looking. Something like this, yeah, it looks real good in hand, but it has little crumbs almost. All these little dark blemishes. I mean, in hand, it looks wonderful. But something like this, you'd leave it out. You got to have bright red, clean, bright red, shining, much like this one. See, this is a 74D. That's clean, sharp, easy. It doesn't have all these little tiny blemishes, all these little colors. And that's a good-looking penny. Let me put these side by side so you can see what I'm talking about. Here's home. Okay, there's the 74. All right, and here's one of these 73s. Yeah, and we'll look at that in a second. Side by side, they look pretty close. Let me subdue the lighting. How's that look? What's that going to do for me? Can it even try to focus? Wait 10 minutes for it. No, we'll never get it to focus. Ever. Shouldn't it focus somewhere? Somewhere on this planet, it should have a focal point. Okay, there's a black solid background. Here's this. There, we can see these two coins side by side. The 74 is wonderful. The 73 looks real good. All right. But if I put them under this little scope, you're going to see a marked difference. And let's see, here's screen and scope. There's that 73, right? These are the same coins I just showed you. There's a 74. It's that on his head. Pay no attention to that. And this is covered with spots. Let's look at the backs. This is what the digital technology does. It reads a pixel and then compares it to the pixel next door and says, oh, this one's way darker, so you got to show it off differently. And you're looking at all these little blemishes. But in real life, where's home? There you go. That's what you're looking at in real life. Is it really that different here? Well, some of these are pretty good. Some of them, yeah, they're you know, they got little kind of a browning, just a hue to it that's not less desirable. That 74, the 74s are beautiful. These 73s are spotty. All right, well, if you can put together 90 different pennies, all at BU, and put together those full albums, you know, you can make a pretty penny selling a pretty penny. But dude, it takes a lot of work. What you got going on here? Do you see it? I'm looking at the bottom of the BE. This one thing I always look at is the BIE errors. It's a die chip. Let's see if it's raised or if it's just a spot. That appears to be a discoloration. I don't see any evidence of it being raised with a loop in hand. There it is. Dude, it takes a while to get 90 different BU rolls and inspect the darn pennies and get them in their right positions. You know, but wait, if you got marks and chops all over it like these, some of these, this is no good. This is MS60. This is the kind of shit they'd sell up at what's the one that sends you the coins every month? You know, you can pay for it or send it back. Littleton? This is the crap Littleton would sell. It's the kind of crap you get off a coin vault. These are no good. Okay, we're going to move on to another coin because most of these are just too splotchy. Did you see my 56 DDO double chin Lincoln? No, I did not. I don't look at the Q&A photos until Thursday. Coin Dragon says, I call Littleton something else. Rhymes with Littleton, though. How about Siddleton? Shippleton. Huh. All right, we're going to move on from those. These are not working, these 73s. Okay, we got 74, 75. What's that one? Another 75. We got another 73. We could try our luck. And I got a 70. What do you want to see next? There's home. So what do you want to see next? Because these, you go through one after another, and I've gone through more than half the row and found no real varieties of any sort, right? And I decided what I did look at wasn't good enough. It's going to have to go. There. So we'll finish off looking at those another day. But I can pretty much expect that other half of that roll to be pretty much the same as the first half of the roll. And it wasn't worth looking at. Well, sometimes you win. The Columbia House of Coin Collecting. How about a 70D roll? You want to try that one? Let's try our luck on that one. That's from that 96. Okay, there's a 74D, and that one we looked at, and that's all large date. So I'm going to mark that before I forget. Give me a tape. There's a tape. And I'm going to write LD. Wait a minute, can I just write it here? LD. Look at that. I did it. LD. All right. Don't need the tape after all. All right, let's look at these 70Ds. What do you see? See, it's round. It's the same size as the tube. How can they get stuck? This never made sense to me. I'm unable to explain that. All right, these look real good. Where's that little? There we go. Let's look at a couple of these. Push them off there. These are looking real good. Except the one with the fingerprint on it. All right, let's have a look under here. Not nearly as spotty as those 73s. Now 70, I want to give it a little extra attention at the date, especially the top of the 7 and the top of the 0. I want a little more attention on that because we've got a couple of double dies that are worth a little more. Let's zoom a little bit further in here. What you got? Now, 70D, I also want to look at. Floating roof and no FG. I thought O looks so unbalanced. Because of die wear. There you go. That's kind of stretched out radially from below the ear outward. All right, what's with the focus here? You just sent it again? All right, we'll look at it. I'll look at it tomorrow because that's Q&A, and that's when I look at them. You know, they send hundreds of photos every day. Every day they send photos. I cannot possibly look at them all. Impossible. That B wants to be looked at too. All right. What do we have? I'm going to, as seen in this view, on the bottom of the B, little ding, flattening it out, and we got a lot of die wear pushing that thing out. Where'd you go? Yeah, that's a heavily worn die. Model's a hot mess. Yeah, it is. See that? Die deterioration. And the letters just kind of ooze. FG, you can hardly see it. Well, for this date, that is the FG. That's a pretty wore out die. I'm trying to lose some device. Well, the roof is attached. How's the coin look? She's not a bad looker. All right, let's set. I need a stick that says. Where'd they go? Because I got like 6 dates on the table here in front of me right now. 1970D. That's going to be my keeper pile. I don't know what these are. 73Ds. There, that's 3 that I kept out of that 73 roll. Yeah, 3. Threw the other half of the roll out. Well, you still can't get them this good looking in pocket change most of the time. You believe it's a new error? It may well be. We'll look at it when the time is right. Now, chances are the chin, that's going to be MD. I've seen a lot of those come through. Geez, what do you know? More use for the diagnostic manual. If I can help people learn and understand mechanical doubling and die wear and all these polishing marks and die clashes and all this stuff they ask about all the time. Geez, wouldn't that be a heck of a thing? That looks pretty normal. We looked at that 4 times already. Yup. Don't yell at her, Frank. Who's Frank yelling at? We're gonna take him out. We're gonna give him 10 seconds. Time out. Paula, your grand kitten is messing up my nice straight lines. Sorry to hear it, man. What you got here? See, not so spotty. If you got a coin under this level of magnification and you don't see too many spots, it's probably a pretty good looking coin. But also, if you don't see, like, say, FG or steps or detail in the soffits, it kind of says, okay, it's just a shiner. That's a heavily worn out die right there. A little bit weak as the other side. Date unnormal. All right, this is kind of typical for a BU roll nowadays. I mean, newer dates, they won't be as spotty. Give me some more of these. But over time, they catch up. Spots. Spots catch up to them. It gets harder and harder. Each year, we lose, another 5% of all the BU rolls out there. Each year, 5% of them just turn into shit. It gets harder and harder. So I guess you get a half-life on them. I'm searching CWRs, and I'm a bit OCD. Missed date. That looks good. Okay, so hopefully we'll have that thing fully populated in a few weeks. I want to give that some attention. It doesn't look thicker, but it looks like it says, "Give me some attention." Who am I to say no? No. No, it just wore out. Not quite to the point it's got horns, but wore out nonetheless. Machine doubling is technically damaged. The design is already stamped on the coin, and then the die bounced and impacted part of the design and flattened it. So technically it's damage. There's no real premium on those. What would you rather have? A coin with MD or a coin without MD? The end looks kind of skinny, and we got some polish lines right beside it. Nothing remarkable there. That's kind of frigged up. What the heck's going on there? Just real weak. There, we got FG on that one. Yeah. You know, you see these things in the coins and they jump right off the page at you. Now the neat thing is, because I got this one, we'll probably find more. And this is a splendid example of a jailbird clash die. That's a little bolder on that one. We got multiple bars. This is the imprint. The two dies came together, and these are the bays in the columns, and the lines in between these raised bits, that's the columns. And they call it the jailbird. Well, good. You know, these go for like $1 or $2. And we'll get on both sides. Oh, goody. Getting this light right is going to be a chore. Because if you can take good photos of these, and those lines are sharp and clear, yeah, that's what they want to see. Let's look at the real camera here. Here's home. Let's see if we can see. Oh yeah, you can see it right here. So you can see it over there. Almost. Okay, let's subdue that light. There. They jump right off the page at you there. That's what they ought to look like. There, that's yummy. That's a jailbird. That's a pretty decent one. Oh, good. Oh, where'd it go? Let's look it back over here. Screen, chat, this. Got it. So that's a good one. Let's look at the other side of that. What you got in here? We got a little bit over the left side. We got some marks in here. Let's see if we can see if we can find a letter here. No, it's been pretty. It's been polished down. Sometimes you can pick up some letters in the bays. That'd be Liberty. Now, we'll get some pretty good bars on the other side. Okay, well, there's a half a win. All right, let's mark that one because that one gets saved. 1970 what? D. That's a jail clash. Oh, for those of you who ordered flips, the second batch will be in hopefully tomorrow. I'd ordered flips, and for somehow, I don't know how, man, I got the wrong kind, and apparently it's my fault. I ordered this kind. Where are you? Home. Yeah, I ordered a bunch of flips, and I got soft flips. I got standard vinyl. I did not get the unplasticized flips. I'm sitting on 5,000 of these damn things. Well, I like the stiff ones because these are made for long-term storage, right? They don't contain plasticizers. They're stiff. Well, I've got the stiffies coming. So tomorrow, when I have a stiffy, I'll pack them up, and this isn't sounding right. We'll pack them out for you. I gotta count them. Nope, nothing there. Huh? The flips. I ordered more because, well, Saturday they came in. Sunday I opened them and realized these are not gonna be. This is, oh shit, that's what I realized. So I got more, and they'll be in tomorrow. Which I understand. What, today's Wednesday, is it already? Or something like that? Nobody tells me. I keep asking people to call me up every day, let me know what day it is. And do they? No. Because they only care about themselves. And that's every day. That date looks normal. Only send the stiffies. Now, I don't like these. I don't like the cheapos. I can use them here because when I ship coins, I ship them in new flips. And I'll have some spare new flips when they get here for the stiffies. So I can use these softies here. All right. God knows I need 1 billion of them anyway. I could use those just for what's on the desk right now. What's that doo-doo? A little discoloration. That's a, I don't know what that is. Doo-doo. Looks like a Clash in Bay 3. No comment. That one looks pretty clean, that one. Little spot behind his head, one up the top. Okay. You get down into the roll and they start getting better. That was decent. How's that one look? The rim is discolored. This is probably in a funny holder or something at way back in there. They used to put these in aluminum, right? And if the aluminum breached, right at that, if you get a little pinhole in the aluminum, they'd wrap up the whole roll in aluminum. And where it breached, you've got two different metals coming together. Well, get some humidity in there and you can exchange ions, and what that would do to the copper, where that little pinhole is color it pretty heavily. See what the edge looks like. Looks like that. All right. Well, this one looks okay. I am serious. And stop calling me Shirley. Good thing he's pretending to not reach. Good thing. I can't see chat right now. If you can't see my eyes, I can't see the chat. If you don't move, maybe he won't see it. Look how red this one is. This is a real peach. Lots of red here. This one looks wonderful. Not the strongest of strikes, but plenty of red. Not much for contact marks. You got one on the stairs, one above the C. Feels looking pretty good. Okay. Now that's if I got a roll like that, that's a win. That's a decent roll. Let's have a look at that. Come on, what's this? What's that? Home. There. That's a good looking penny right there. If it wasn't for the blinding light, yep, that looks great. What do you think? Does that one look better than the other one? Yeah, that's a good looking one. And that one I'm going to set up to the top because I'm going to check that against my little collection back here. But that's the kind of thing we need photos of, because we're going to have photos of every date, mint mark, die variety, everything for that database. I guess ship the big show stuff out in them, and I can do that. But I got to tell the guy, look, this on our regular ones. I mean, I can use them up. Now, the big show winner for this week, what's his name? David G has not yet given me his email address. If you see David Gilbart, say, hey man, if you don't want that stuff, send it to me. We'll probably see him. There's a big ding on that one. It's too bad it was a red one. And a bunch of dings on that one. Oh, coffee time. Yeah, the guy. That's the one. Him. Yeah, you know him. Got that. That's him. That's nothing. I'm not even going to keep that one. And again, we got that dark bit at the edge. That heavy toning at the edge. Gash in his forehead. Lots of little shatter. Lots of little tiny marks. This is probably in a sack. How do you tell? Was it in a foil wrapped roll or was it in a sack at one point? Because they got sacks of pennies, 5,000, right? And they've been traded, you know. Every time a dealer goes to a freaking coin show, he drags that sack with him thinking, I could sell that and make $5. You know, get a couple people there. You load up the freaking truck. You sell something at the table, go get another sack. Guy runs out, gets another one. If it doesn't sell, they haul it back in the truck, go over that bumpy road to get home. And what happens to the pennies in that sack? This. They just get continually tumbled and tumbled and tumbled. And every time you move that sack of pennies around, every coin in there gets another mark. Yeah, there's some clashing there. No jail bars. I'd like to get that a little sharper. That's the wrong direction. I guess that's as sharp we're going to get. You out of here, Paula? Okay, I need to go to bed. Night, all you beautiful coin nerds. That's us. That looks like a die crack going from the rim at UN, between the N and I, all the way over to the edge. Let's have a look here at what you got. All right, that's minor. That's a small little crack. It really doesn't have any fill to it. Not much thickness. But that's the kind of thing I keep, just because I'm sick with this. Check the other corners, looks pretty good. Check the little man. Okay. There we go. So that's the kind of thing I'll keep. Very minor crack. Just you almost can't see it. Well, that's it, all right. Okay. Get another card. Oh, that's me yawning. This puts me to sleep. On the bottom, Cindy says. Cindy's got sharp eyes. But you need glasses. I'm not seeing it here. Nah, it looks like it's just on the top. Crack? I can't spell. I could zoom back out. Gee, that's funny. It's funny the light does that below that D. But it does it in the same pattern as it does on the date. So that looks like it's going to be dye deterioration or anything else. Absolutely. Yeah, that's a wore out dye. That's what that D is. Now you see the difference in the height? No, you don't. But do you see the difference in the light? Especially going away from, draw a line from the ear. Let me straighten that up. Right about there. If you draw a line about a 45 degree here, every device you see here, all the letters, they got a different color. down here to the lower right than they do in the upper left. Different color. That's because it's a different slope, right? The fields are dark, right, for the most part, but the angle changes, right, from the light. So over here it's kind of dark, but it gets brighter. But over here I'll get several different dark and light, dark and light, dark and light, because I've got different slopes. And that's the slope of the metal. And dye deterioration is going to give it that slope. That's why we see what we see. But I seem to have a little hook on it, which tells me that's a that's one of the horns. But I get a little hook on the 9. That's dye wear, 100%. Y equals mx plus b. That's right. That is a slope line. M equals slope. That mark looks good. The fields are looking a lot better here. I'm zoomed in so freaking far we can't even see the darn coin. Where are you? Where are you? There we go. A little polishing going on. Polishing? I mean like Warsaw? Spots, spots, spots. A pox on thee. See that? Hardly any spots. Hardly any rats. What's that thing? Do you see it? What is that? Is it loose? If I touch it, does it move? Do I feel anything? I almost feel something. That is a triangular shaped discoloration. You see, I don't have, watch the field, how the field kind of flows as a uniform. I use like a tide coming in. If I change the light, but it doesn't change around that triangle. So that triangle doesn't have any different slope. It's got the same M as the X and the B. So it's not raised. Illuminati. Is that what that is? It should be like on the dollar. Well, that's a decent looking penny right there. That's one of the best ones in the whole roll. Back is just as nice. Good. Okay, we get that spot below. Well, no matter. That one looks a lot better. We'll put it with the BU section. So there's 2 BUs. 73, I got 3. And the rest of them were just crap. There's a spotty. Spotty too hotty. Around that date. Nothing to see here. All right. So we'll be going through. I got files and files and files of pictures because every time I get a coin, it's right here on the scope. I take a picture of it, right? Unless I'm doing a show, then I will take a couple of pictures. But we're going to start posting those in the diagnostic manual. So if you are a Patreon supporter, you'll have access to that diagnostic manual probably within the next week or so. But it's going to be developing. Well, that's okay. You can watch it grow. You can grow right along with us. Offer critique. Make use of it. It is copyrighted. But hey, it's one more thing we can do for you. Is give you access to that until it's ready to print. Well, probably until after it's ready to print. That's a clash over there beside the 1. That's the bottom. Nope, that's the top of the memorial. So look at his forehead, see if there's another line. That'd be the bottom of the memorial. Everything looks right here. because we got all these photos of so much stuff, right? We can't use other people's photos because we don't need a copyright claim or nothing. But we got all these photos of stuff that we've taken the photos of. That's a decent looking one. A little bit, couple of spots is all. Well, we can start to put together that book. There's a big gash. That kills that coin. Big fat clash on the date. Clash behind him at the RTY. That's part of the jailbird we saw earlier. Anything here? A little bit over here. It's been polished up a little, or we lost some of the detail on this jail. They're best when they're bold. And they see, look at that. See the difference in the color? Because the light bounces differently. All right, that one gets kept. Where's the 70 clash? I'll put them right here with the 73 clashes. All right, look, that's good for me. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Let's get back over here. Here's home. All right, and where'd it go? There it is. So here's the screenshot there. Okay, so there's the diagnostic manual that's starting to take shape. We're getting it sorted out. It's outlined. We got stuff we know. Look, it's got a freaking table of contents, for Christ's sakes, and I can update it. But don't worry about this first part. Some of this is going to go away, like the parameters. Okay, but it's what you will find in circulation. And it'll be problems, errors, die varieties, design varieties. That's pretty much what we find in circulation. Sometimes you find some silver, but most of our modern coinage is clad. You know, you do get a silver $50 here and there, or a dime or something. And it'll have, ideally, several photos to give you enough information to help you determine if what you have is one of these more common errors or more common varieties. Right? It's not going to be a complete listing of design varieties or die varieties. That'll tell you, you know, look for this if it's an RPM. These are the diagnostics to determine if it's a doubled die or if it's mechanical doubling or die deterioration. And we'll have a look at some of the stuff in some of these, you know, these modern series. Oh, let's get into a look at that real quick, because that's just getting fleshed out. Where are you? There you go. So Lincoln Sense. Geez, we were going to, you know, include all kinds of stuff. We're going to put in the 1909S die pairs and mint mark positions. No. The scope on this, we have to limit it so we get the darn thing up and ready. Let's do the moderns. You figure for Lincolns, it'll be the memorial sense. So we'll have the large dates and small dates, right? We can talk about modern woodies, split plating, zinc rot, plating blisters, cams and whams, those double ears, right? The 88FG, which is really a wham, and we'll just explain that one to people, and make the case for saving copper or for not saving copper. Nickels, well, you got war nickels, black beauties, some Hennings floating around. We can get some diagnostics on that, but so many people, they get a nickel and it's dark, and they assume, aha, it must be a black beauty. Because what? It can't possibly be dirty? There are specific diagnostics to look for, particular traits that a coin must have to identify correctly, right, as being one of these things. And all too often, people just ignore that and go with their gut instinct. Look, it's a 1982D, and it weighs 3.1. It's got a large date, but it must be a foreign planchet. Are you grasping at straws? This will settle that debate. Right? We'll talk about other things. We'll probably limit the quarters to state and ATB, because they go back for another, what, 60 years, 70 years before that. We're not going to list every darn thing. Let's talk about the stuff you're probably going to find in pocket change. And we're working on that. And we'll have, you know, here's a picture of a large date. Here's a picture of a small date. This one has a D. That one don't. They both weigh 3.1. Which one's worth $1 billion? Probably not yours. Anyway, if you'd like to get access to the diagnostic manual, I'll give you a link to Patreon here. There's copy. There is a home page here. Somebody just signed up. How do I get to that button? It'll actually show you the page. Oh, there we go. So you get a sneak peek at the new website, which is coming up, right? And look, it's got 3 likes. People are actually watching this thing. Okay, so where'd the chat go? That's what you're going to start getting here. Where'd it go? Wait for it. Look, I'm lost. There's the chat. Good. Here is the link to Patreon. And it's through there. Well, you get everything you see on Patreon. You get the sneak peek to the website. You'll be able to beta test the database. Right. We'll have some. We're getting more stuff going. We'll have first offerings, right? Supporter-only videos and articles, inside information, that sort of thing. Invite-only auctions. Access to the diagnostic manual. It's handy. It's the whole idea is going to be handy. These are tools you can use. Okay, there's that. I'm going to pop chat back in and go home. There, we got it. I'm back. Wow, just added 38 relatives to my family tree. I never knew. Oh, wait till you get back to like, you know, the plantagenets. I got into genealogy 20 years ago, right? Tracing the family tree. And you get into the Mayflower, and then you start getting some, well, not quite reputable sources. And they always go back to, every single time, the Plantagenets and then Charlemagne. Because as far as I can tell, everybody in Europe today descended from the Plantagenets and Charlemagne. Dude, he had like 2 kids. That's one busy kid right there. I'm going to change my name to Charlemagne and head to Europe. Damn it, man. Okay, guys. I want to thank you for stopping in. We do always thank you for your continued support, but we are going to make it more beneficial to be our supporters here at the Ken Peavey Fun Time Show and Laughing Hour. Yep, there's Cindy. Stay groovy, all of you. Yeah, I'm going to get something to eat, take a nap, get up, and look at more coins, because that's how we roll around here. See you later.